Hi. Hello. Fuck me. Welcome, my friends, to the Hot PigCast. We're here a little bit earlier than usual. That is because I am on call until I could potentially help a friend with some new apartment endeavors. And this stream really has a selfish purpose. This has a very selfish purpose, and I want to see if we could all butt our heads together and have me make a very important purchasing decision. So that's essentially what the stream is designed for. I do have some topics that I know I wanted to get into. Yesterday, I did have a live stream. However, I had a live stream that was exclusively an interview with Omar Gentleman Wake. So it was with the cards in mind that he was pushing, as well as his adventure to get to this point in his life. So I thought it'd be fitting to do another stream here. However, this could be a long stream. This could be a short stream. Who knows? It's up in the air. It depends on when I'm called for active duty. And by that, I mean when I'm going to be summoned in order to help a friend. I think move a lamp, and then also move some boxes inside of his brand new apartment. So that's pretty much what I'm on call for. I just wrote the topics down just now, which is annoying. Usually I like to have everything prepared. Not today. Not today. Everything is kind of half-assed, ill-prepared. Medio culo, as the Spanish like to call. Of course, this is the Pig Cast. I'm sure if you're here, you know that. And today we have, I guess, some topics that I want to go through. More particularly, a retarded driver that got me upset, which seems to be something that I call upon often. Also, some other little nitty bitty things like 9/11 apparently being justified now. I don't know why certain people on TikTok seem to not care about 9/11 and think of it almost as a good thing. So we're going to talk about that if we have the time. If not, these are just going to extend over to a new one. I just came from having lunch, which meant having a beer with my brother. That's another reason why I feel like this is really a hurried stream, because he said, hey, man, you want to do this? You want to eat? I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to say no to him. And we're talking about all things happening around and bants, essentially. The banter, my friends. However, we are polar opposites. Let's see the comments here. I have a feeling that this stream is going to suck. Let's turn that around. I don't think I could masturbate to this, says Michael Sears. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe. Maybe you could jerk off to this. Black Friday is the best time to get slaves. Oh, slave. And we're already starting off with a car crash on your end, Steve Brooksy. On your end. Hungry and Hungover says Black Fridays matter. That's true. I went to a Black Fridays not so long ago that they closed by my house, which is kind of upsetting. Stop recording. I don't want this recording. Why the fuck is it recording? That's stupid. But I went to a Fridays that was ran by Blacks not so long ago, and they closed it, which is unfortunate because that Fridays had $2 Coors beer. And they had appetizers for, I think the wings were 20 cents a piece for wings, which is, for Miami price, is absurd. I'm wondering what part of the poultry the wings were pulled from. They were certainly not chicken. Those are probably bat wings that I was eating, but alas, they still tasted good for 25 cents a pop. And what else? I guess we did have a nice conversation yesterday with Gentleman Wake. I keep looking at the chat, by the way. I'm not looking at myself. If I were to look at myself, I'd be doing this. So look how far I'm looking. This is where I'm looking, just to let you know that I'm not so vain that I'm looking at myself like one of these fucking live streamers that can't get enough of their own visage. But that conversation was well. I was trying to get him into edgy territory with Gentleman Wake. I was trying to get him to chat about things that might be a little bit controversial, but he stuck it to certain things like playing cards that we talked about to the extent that we did. I think I mentioned that I just signed a contract for the trick that I'm releasing. So it's essentially everything is in the works, my friends. I have to come up with a name for it, which I have no idea what to name it. But that's a good problem to have. And that might also take me back to Blackpool. So we'll see about that. Another foray into fucking England. Now, again, I mentioned this is going to be a very selfish stream. And that's because I require some consultation by the PigCake community. I'm currently in the... I want to purchase a firearm. I want to purchase a gun, essentially. And I feel like my community that I've amassed here on YouTube is strong-willed and gun-loaded enough to know some things that I probably need to take in consideration. Now, I have one that I've looked at that I'm considering heavily with as far as, like, what I want. What I want from a gun. right? I have very specific needs. If it's big, I'm not gonna have it on me. I want to have something that I could carry on me as far as a gun is concerned. I also want something that isn't going to be a burden. I could just have it there. I'm not going to feel it as much as something else, something bigger. So something that I could have essentially on me as an EDC, an everyday carry, not to beat a dead horse term by to death, I guess. Fuck. Not to beat a horse to death. But unfortunately, I have used that title for a tutorial recently. And I have fallen into the prey of considering the things that I carry on me on a day-to-day basis. So you could consider myself a fanboy. I bought a flashlight recently. I bought what else did I get? I got my keys arranged. I bought those another thing. All pretty reasonably priced. A notebook. I have this, which I'm very kind of excited about. A flashlight. I didn't think about the strength of a flashlight on you. I've used this probably 6 times today. Unironically. Not because I bought it, but because I needed it. Which is kind of nuts. So you'd be surprised. And then look at how bright that shit is. Look at how bright that is. That's unbelievable. So flashlight is very useful. That's beside the point. I want to carry a gun on me. And then this is the gun that I'm considering. It's a Ruger LCP Max. So I'm showing you guys this in hopes that you are a gun enthusiast and could provide, I guess, some your take on it. But I think this is the gun that I've kind of found all the features that I want. It's small enough to fit in a good holster. It's reasonably priced. I gotta say, a little bit expensive for what I'm willing to spend. But for me, I see it as a toilet plunger. That's the way I kind of see this, as a toilet plunger. I don't necessarily want to ever use a toilet plunger. I never want to use this. Maybe at the gun range, but I want to be sure that it's there just in case I do need to use a toilet plunger. So that again is a little bit more than what I would like to pay. More than what I would like to pay, but I do consider that to be reasonable considering what I've seen from people talking about this particular gun and picking it up or talking about what it is that it entails. So that's what I'm considering, a Ruger LCP Max, and that might be what I go for. Now, again, that could change. I've gotten some other alternatives. People have told me, hey, get this one. Some other friend of mine recommended a revolver, which is funny because that's actually what I wanted. You should buy an AA12 Perfect EDC. Let's see what that is. Now, I feel like I'm also going to get trolled quite significantly. So hopefully you don't show like a little pea shooter. So this is obviously a shotgun. This is a fully automatic shotgun. So the Atkinson AA, this is what you recommended. Let me see if I could zoom into this. You said everyday carry. So this is kind of what I was hoping I wouldn't receive. I was hoping I wouldn't get advice like this. I also realized my VPN is on, which is why this is in some weird foreign language. Flare Detailier. So you can't see that because my face is covering it. But I think I'm good. I think I'm good with that. I don't necessarily want a shotgun. Somebody told me I should get a shotgun, but I don't need it. I want something that I could have on me, not a house gun. What's the purpose if I can't have it on me for defense? So let's go through these. Steve Brooksy says, my EDC is personality. My self-defense is situational awareness. My strength is empathy. You sound like you carry a rose quartz in your pocket. That's what it sounds like to me, based on that comment, Steve Brooksy. Based on your previous comments, I would say that you look like the type. Based on your pre-existing comment. I don't know how you look like. I assume you're Asian for some reason. I don't know why. But I would say that you are probably the type to have a pendulum, one of those on you, and that's what you would use to maybe defer would-be attackers. There's also multiple shooting techniques. I could send multiple videos. I'd like to see those just out of curiosity, honey. I'd love to see that just out of morbid curiosity. Andy Putz says an EDC gun. Maybe Lord can make a gun index for the pocket. Probably unbiased will be mad. You couldn't pull the right gun within 0.2 seconds. That is true. That is true. I have to turn the VPN off. Hopefully. Are we back? Are we back? Okay, we're back. I think so. We should be back. Sorry, I had to take out of the VPN there for a hot second. So that's funny. That's funny. Your EDC bits. I wouldn't recommend the Ruger LCP Max. It's bigger than you. So we already have a pin of shame here. Just because the gun is a very small gun, that's one of the things that I've seen talked about it many times, is that they say, hey, this is a really small gun, but it feels good in the hand, and it does what it needs. And the implication in your joke there is that small gun still is enough to cover me, you fuck. Buy a flashlight for your gun. It'll help in self-defense. I know some cops recommend it. Well, I have this one, but obviously you meant one for your gun. But that's just going to add bulk. I want something very easily that I could have in a holster, just have on me, and not worry about it. What else here? Sig Sawyer, P365. That's something that somebody else recommended, I believe. That's what my friend said. I should get that. So let's look that up. Sig Sawyer, P365. That's exactly what my friend recommended. I have to hold it in my hand, but this might be another one. What's the price on that, though? Because I'm also considering price for these. And if it's way too much, then I might just go with... That's the worst part. I'm going to go with something cheaper and then complain when it doesn't work. But Sig, this one they say it's $479. That's above, a little above, but it's not awful. It's not terrible. But it is above what I would consider to be good, which is $379. Which is what the Ruger is going for, that I'm heavily eyeballing. But okay, good suggestion so far. Actually, let me write that down with another bit of kit, a little notebook. I always like to have a little notebook on me. So let me write that one down. So far, I'm looking at the Ruger LCP Max, right? So that is so far my number one on my list. Ruger LCP Max. You also suggested the SIG P365. So SIG P365. So that's another good one. Again, I'm a very cheap man, especially because I'm a full-time magician. So that doesn't really have a lot of expendable income. And I'm also not retarded. I was just talking to my brother about finances and how the girls in our life tend to be dumb when it comes to that. Grass-fed Gary says this really doesn't help with the Netflix documentary bit. That does, yeah, you're right. You're right. That's definitely not going to help out, especially when they use bits of this in that documentary and they go, hey, here's when he decided to first purchase a firearm. The SIG P365 is great EDC, but you will hate the price. That's exactly what I'm talking about. $479 is a little bit above my price range. I think $379 is also above, but I'm willing to compromise on that, especially considering the taxes that I'm gonna have to pay for that as well. So that would probably be the where I would limit and say, all right, there you go. Let's see what else we have here. Random Box says that's a tough budget. Might want to consider the Taurus GX4 9mm 11 round capacity. So let's look up that. Somebody, I think Daniel said avoid a Taurus. Daniel said the Taurus made him feel like eye aids. So Taurus GX4. But he did also say 9mm and not to go with the 22, which I think is what the Ruger is. So this one, GX. So this one's not terrible. Let's see, carry compact. So this is the compact. This is a micro compact, which is probably what I'd be going for. RD micro compact. I'm looking at this, by the way, mind you. I don't know which one of these you're referring to, but ideally the smaller the better. So this one looks very tiny. That's kind of what I'd be going for. Let me see what you said. Here, you said Taurus. You didn't specify which one specifically, but Daniel said not to get a Taurus, which is funny. So I'd probably go with something small. Again, small implies or small means I'm gonna have it on me. Whereas if I get a big boy, I'm not gonna want to carry it. And then what's the point of having a gun? I don't understand. I have a friend of mine. His wife has a gun with no ammo. She just has it in the house. Like, what do you... So, essentially, let's go back to my toilet plunger analogy. You have a toilet plunger with no plunger. So, you just have the stick. That's what you're using, essentially. So, there's nothing there. So, Taurus, I guess. I might also look at that. I look at reviews for the Taurus GX4. Just because they do have a micro edition. And as Steve Brooksy said, I am a micro magician. So, that's GX4. So, yeah, my budget's pretty aggressive, but if it's anything above that, I'm also not going to want to cop it. I sent a video on Gmail. I also have a manual on CQB. That's where you use to clear a room. I could do that with farts. So I don't know if I need to use that. I don't need a gun for that. But I do appreciate the email, and I check it out. PigCake, could you say what the trick is so I can make up some names? Well, if you promise not to tell anyone, send me an email, and then we could bounce off names, because I'm really stuck on the name, like really aggressively stuck. I can't tell you what it is necessarily, because I'd have to ask Alakazam what's up and see if they're cool with it. But we'll talk. I guess email me, and we could talk about that. Can put a price on a dependable gun. That's true, says We Float Down Here. That is true, but I am going on for a... I do have a budget. I do have to be realistic, because I don't want to end up getting something that's ridiculously expensive, and then I'm lacking in other things. But I'm not a dumb retarded bitch. I'm out here being reasonable with my budget, or being budget. I'm budgeting. Which is, I guess, what I was mentioning, that when I was talking to my brother about certain girls in our life that don't budget, and they end up, I don't know, being dumb with their credit and all the other shit. There's method to my madness. So love this. Logged on for gun magic, and it's real guns. So cool. Get a nice British-made Purdy or Holland and Holland. I'll send you some bulletproof tweed, James Bond style, watching from London. Well, that's the thing about England, which I find hysterical, that your guys, your cops don't even have guns. They have the little billy clubs, which I find pointless. Our cops here, if you fart in their direction, they'll light you up, which tends to deter. It deters would-be people from fucking with the cops. The puppy was a Chihuahua. Oi, says Ben Shapiro. The puppy was a Chihuahua. I don't know if that's code or if you're referring to something else here. Let me see if you've left a previous comment. No, that just came out of nowhere. I hope Alzheimer's is not hitting you. Yes, get the Micro Compact GX4. So that's a second recommendation for the GX4. So far, nobody's really said anything about the Ruger LCP. Nobody said, hey, get this one. But I have two recommendations for the Taurus, even though Daniel said no. And Daniel's, he's a gun guy. He has some guns. But, okay. Pepsi Addict says, the stream you're looking at, firearms will become famous after your future mall incident. Well, that's what I was telling my brother right just now, because he was thinking that I'm going to take out my gun in a traffic incident. I'm like, no, it's not there. It's invisible. That's the thing. It's invisible. I don't want to be one of these gun-heavy guys, but I want to have it on me, especially now. I walk around a lot. I don't like to trust the scenarios that I find myself in. Some guns jam easily. You don't want that? Yeah, that's the other consideration, which is why I was looking at the Ruger, because from my understanding, it's very dependable, almost entirely dependable, small, and compact. The safety features, a friend of mine was asking me, what safety features am I looking for? And I said I would want some element of safety, and he recommended I forgot what the actual gun was, but it was a revolver that just has a really heavy trigger. So I'm like, oh, okay, that could work, but I don't know. I'm leaning more towards this. I know my fantasy is a revolver, but that might be the second gun once I have a little bit more experience. Hopefully you didn't see the... Did you? No, it's all... Okay. I thought you... Because the stream key would essentially be terrible if you were to get access to that, because then you could essentially fuck with these streams as much as you want. As much as you want. Let's see. Positive synonyms for short. Compact, sleek, efficient, bouncy. Those are all good ways to describe me. As a matter of fact, let's bounce right onto a voicemail. I've had a couple voicemails. Again, if you have any gun recommendations, that's the whole point of this stream, is I'm using you guys as consultants. And if you guys know anything or know a gun guy, hook it up, because shipping a gun is also a nightmare in the United States. You have to go to a place. And so for me, the only place around is Bass Pro Shop, which I feel is going to stick it in my butt. So this is Andrew.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Oh.
That's the best the best combination of text or what do you call that, man? Fuck. This is what happens when I have a single beer at 2:30 in the afternoon. those sound bites, those are two perfect sound bites. And I don't get why Kamala was being all serious for the first time in her life there. Don't come. You build your entire platform on. That's beside the point. Ben Shapiro says, previous comment, you think you have it bad. I was just punched by a puppy. And then a chihuahua. How are you punched by a puppy? You're human. You're bigger than them. They don't have opposable thumbs. You could just grab it and do this. Just do that. And then you'll end up on a Netflix documentary for sure. Hungry and Hungover left a voicemail. If you guys want to leave a voicemail, make sure to do it in the in the link in the description section below. You could do it anonymous. You could do it with your name. It doesn't matter. Which is why I chose that service, because some people don't want to sign up for a fucking just to leave a voicemail. So it's a user-friendly.
Hey, dude. I know you struggle with anxiety and all that, and so do I. And I just want to tell you that recently I started boxing, and I highly recommend it. I know working out in general helps anxiety, but holy shit, man, the workouts are absolutely insane. And I noticed that my anxiety has been reduced. So I just thought I'd say that. And yeah, man.
Wow. Hungry and Hungover with a very rare good bit of advice. Yeah, because you're unlocking your instincts within your body, which is you're too tired and too amped to be anxious. My anxiety came from health concerns, which is retarded, because I would feel a symptom and then I would think that that's a heart attack or essentially hypochondriasis. And I've hated it. I didn't want to take anything, but I have been taking fucking Lexapro. It makes me feel like a insert British word for cigarette here, but it's worked tremendously. I haven't had any incident. I haven't even felt like I've had anything come up, even though I've had the same symptoms. But boxing is definitely a great thing. I have a friend that's into it. Just the whole sweet science of it. But you're too tired and too mentally aware of other things in order to be anxious. So good advice there, Hungry and Hungover. I'm actually surprised you didn't just fart into the microphone. Here we have, I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry, but it's Schuler. Schuler. So let's see what Schuler has to say.
Chris Angel.
Okay.
Chris Angel.
Yeah, so that is, I know exactly what video that is. That is my muscle pass video where I'm showing you the muscle pass. And I begin by curling my, I think my 25 with terrible form. So that's, is it Virginie that I remember that specifically? It's only because I saw it recently. It's not because my memory is good. I don't remember the bits that I use during videos. I know people throughout the years have been like, dude, that thing you said was really funny. Gargoyle on Rumble, I'm streaming concurrently on Rumble. Gargoyle says, wind a Cater revolver in 357. I don't know if you're being a meme or if you're joking recommending that, but let me look it up. Let me copy and paste that. Windicator revolver and 357. So let's Google that and check out what that entails. Windicator features a trigger here. So obviously, right, it's a gun. You will need a trigger. So this is what you're recommending. Again, a little bit aggressive, I would say. This is a nice revolver. 454 is a little bit above my price range. But let's check it out here. 357. So this, I think it would be a little bit too much. This might be overkill. Now, again, if you ever need to use it, you want to make sure that it's going to do what it's intended to do. However, in this case, I think this is a little bit too much for what I'm looking for. And it's funny that here it says, is Firearm? Yes. But this looks phenomenal. This might be a gun that I'll get down the line. But as far as a first gun that I'm using to carry on me at all times, this to me seems a little bit overkill-ish. Let's see, the other one you recommended. The other one you recommended was Taurus 605. So Taurus 605, let's see that one. Again, another Taurus. Somebody recommended the GX4. You're saying the 605, which is a revolver. 605, and these are obviously in different types. Same thing, right? Same bit, 357. So you're essentially shooting a hole through somebody's chest. These are hot again, but I think realistically, I'm going for something more traditional for a first gun. I know I said for years that I wanted a revolver, but then I've realized the meme of it, right? I guess I'm not really... The meme of it expired to me, so that might be something that I get secondly. Martial arts is the worst virginity? I agree. There's virginity in everything. I was mentioning this in the other video. In the EDC line of stuff, there's so much virginity there because you have a bunch of people. I got this, by the way. I had mentioned in one of my previous videos that I had this like $10... it wasn't Amazon, but it was like one of these mass-produced multi-tools. And I got this one, which is a SOG power pint for, I think, 20 to 30 bucks. And it's, let me tell you, again, I can't believe I went my life without having one of these in my pocket. I've used it twice today. And that's not just because I'm looking for things to use it for. I've just needed it. I'm like, oh, hey, I have the tool for it. So it's kind of nuts what these do to you. And I returned the other one and got this one. And this is a more robust one. So I'm kind of happy with the purchase on this. But alas, the community of EDC, very virgin-y. I would argue the worst because they're finicky about like, oh, the pen that you're using, is that going to be good in a forest? I'm not in a forest. I live in Miami, right? So I'm not going to, I'm sure most people are out here in the city. They're not going to, oh, but do you need a flint in New York City? You really need a fucking flint for your EDC carry? You fuck. Ben Shapiro, poetic comedy license. Should I have mine revoked? Not really. Not really. You've dropped some good ones, Ben Shapiro. You dropped some bangers on Daniel. So on a spectrum where Daniel is over here in terms of bits and banter, and I'm here at the max because I consider myself to be the funniest. You've dropped some good ones. I say you're up there. You're up there. It's never gonna reach me, but you're up there. Let's see. Hey, Magic Orthodoxy, what's up? The good David. I got an EE3 carbine rifle this week. Okay. It's funny because my little brother's very autistic, aggressively autistic. And that's what he says. He goes, E. So his thing is that he says E like that because he's nonverbal. So whenever I read that, and I just read it with his voice going, E3. E3. Carbine rifle. That's a little bit too much for carrying on my person at all times. But if I ever decide to carry on my manifesto of being the second Unabomber, that's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. I'd probably consider that for my inevitable turn to the woods. Steve Brooksley says pin of shame. Fuck. No, you can't just request a pin of shame, okay? Pig, whatever you get, make sure you budget a good holster as well. Please do not just shove it bare in your pocket. No random box. I'm not black. I'm not just gonna shove a gun in my pocket or my waistband. It's funny. That's a bit. That's a joke. But no, obviously I'm gonna get. I think this one brings a holster. The Ruger brings a holster from my understanding that I saw that, so it's a little bit robust. I think I saw it in reviews, but yeah, obviously I want something I could have on me, I could carry, I could have without an issue, especially considering Florida is just a zero fuck state at this point. What else here? PigCake has 2 guns and 3 legs at all times, and also a card academy for the price of a White Claw. Not anymore. Well, the Academy is cheaper than the price of a White Claw. White Claw price have gone up. Everything is expensive. McDonald's is fucking expensive. Oh, God. But definitely less than a White Claw. So you don't need it's less than the price of a White Claw. You get 1,400 videos. Why not? Why not? And also the books. The books. What are you missing out on? The View from Down Here. I'm working on the other one as well. Hams and Fantasies. But the Fantasies part's a little bit complicated, but I'm working on it, so that one should be out hopefully before the end of the year. So far some good gun advice from you guys here. I expected this from such a based audience that you guys would have some advice on this endeavor. If you have somebody that happens to know something like or happen to partake at a gun store, right, that would be very useful, because then I figure I could have a good conversation with them. just because I'm a virgin when it comes to this. All I want is something small that I could have on me that shoots. That's it. That's all I'm looking for. Then maybe later on I could expand to something better. But for now, that's what I'm looking for. What else here? I guess let's get into some topics, seeing that I do have time. My friend hasn't texted me that he needs me for anything. Where can I buy your books? Well, my books are available, linked down below. You could see them. They're on Patreon. You don't need to join my Patreon in order to get them, but they are hosted on Patreon. And then, I don't know, somewhere down the line, I do want to make a compilation of books, but I want to wait till at least I have 3 or 4 in the pipeline to have a physical thing, so that you could just have one book that you go, hey, here, take it, and then that's what you have physically. But right now I prefer, just for ease for me and ease for you, just to make them PDFs, even though that does leave it rife for pirating. But I've been eternally grateful as to how many people have purchased them already, so I don't want to encourage any piracy, but if it is, I'm already happy with the fact that people have graciously, and I think people buy them to support more so for the content, even though they have told me that the content has been enjoyable and good. And I put stuff that I loved in there. There's one trick that I saved to myself and I didn't put anywhere else. I believe that's in the Art of the Squeal, which is, it's called No, and it's my favorite thing of all time. And Out of This World was another one that I was extraordinarily proud of. Also, there is an open prediction that was just tip top. That's a variation of Peter Nardi's Knockout or Knock 'em Dead or something like that. I think Knock 'em Dead, that I almost ejaculated when that came together. And that's his version uses I think a gaff deck. This one is an ordinary deck. So let's see this. I am Card Academy Sexual. Card Academy Sexual. What did I just put there? I just put some other tutorials. I put one on. There's another thing that I'm going to teach there as well, which is a messy. I just taught a messy on the what do you call this? A messy table cut Thompson variation on there. But I'm going to teach another one that's a little bit simpler to do. That's it looks good. It looks like you're essentially messing with the cards like this, and yet the cards remain in essentially, well, not essentially, they remain in new deck order. So it's one of these puppies. You see that? So the deck, apart from one card, shut up, is in the same order that it began. So I'm going to teach that also as well. It's a nice little variant on it, and I like the sloppiness of it. I like the fact that you could do it and it's still in order there. I kind of fucked that one up, but you get what I mean. I'm very hunched over. Shut up. These aren't perfect performing conditions. But I'm going to teach that next on the piggybacker side because I do like those little messy cuts. What else here? Piracy, great idea. Don't get ideas, Steve Brooksy, okay? Hosted on a fucking magic torrents are, I don't know where people get them. I know that I thought magic torrents would be a problem, but that's not what people say. What people have a problem with are these like knockoff websites like Erdnace, where you buy the product or the download for like $1 or $2 or whatever the fuck. I wouldn't think that people that are willing to pirate a product would be willing to pay anything. But that's what magicians tend to say. Oh yeah, there's a problem with this. It's when it goes on these websites, which to me blows my mind. I thought it'd be on the free websites. I'm playing poker with my sisters this weekend. Should I rob them blind with a bottom D or spare them since it's close to the holidays? Well, you have to worry. You don't want to fuck around again. Let's say somebody does have, by the way, a fucking gun on their person, and they decide to drink a few and get upset because they caught you because you what's it called when you whiff a bottom? You're dealing air, right? You deal air. Look at that. I know my terms. So I would advise against it. Although it is tempting. It is tempting. And in high school games, I because I knew how to shuffle cards, I would have me do it. And then obviously I would give the cards to the cute girls. Let's say here, I know where to get free PDFs of most magic books. Not going to say where. Okay. All right. We might also discuss that on an email as well. If you're serious about helping me with titles. I don't want to say what the trick is, but I am really stuck with titles. I'm obviously referring to the trick that I'm going to release that's at least finalized in terms of the contractual stuff. I'm doing all the work for it, which is why I asked for what I asked for. So I'm doing the whole thing. I'm editing it. I'm recording it. I'm doing the trailer. I just did a trailer for another guy. I don't know if I should mention that, but I just did a trailer. Look at that. Your boy's on the grind. So this trick, I think, is being released. I don't know if with Murphy's, maybe. But it's a cool one. The one that I edited the trailer for. The one that I'm doing is with Alakazam. So graciously, Peter Nardi allowed me to release something on his hot website. So we'll see when that is. Hopefully it's out by Blackpool. That's the goal. But I'm waiting on some other prototypes. What else here? It's Scribd. I know Scribd used to be really good, but now they're a little bit more finicky when it comes to like free shit, which is kind of annoying. But I use it mostly for just books in general, like ebooks. I know they have LibGen, right? Like that shit. They also have r/piracy, which gives you a lot of like places for audiobooks and shit. But Scribd has a surprising amount of magic books. I was very astonished to find that. So I guess let's get into this one as well. This is something that I saw that just speaking of, right? This is a lady that I guess she's robbing this convenience store. This has been everywhere. You tell me when you see something wrong with this tale over here. So you see what's going on. She's wearing a mask. She comes in. She takes out a knife.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So give me the money, right? Look at what she does. Did you see? Did you see the? I don't know. You're gonna have to put on special glasses in order to see. You're gonna have to also be someone that's into like self-defense to know her technique here. So her robbery technique is lethal. So let's see how much time. Actually, let's. You already know. I'm obviously dragging it out, but let's count it. All right. So let's count how long she has the knife on the counter for. All right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 seconds. This lady had the knife on the counter, and then she has the balls to re-grab it and then threaten him with it, saying, "Oh, I want more money. I want more money." Fucking idiots. Both of them are idiots. Now, granted, again, what would I do in a circumstance? I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. But I know that if she comes in and her only weapon is a knife and I'm within a dick's reach, a pube's reach of it, I know that I'm going to try my best to push her and grab the knife. That's what I'm doing. Considering it's also a woman, clearly. What looks like a very unhealthy sized woman. So just push her, grab the knife, and then you're threatened. She's going to run out. And you save yourself from this bullshit. But then again, what are the odds that if he did anything like that, he'd probably get fired? The odds are probably very high. So I saw this and I was astonished at the golden ratio of retardation on both their ends. Again, I know, I'm on the outsider looking in. I'm looking at this and going, what I would have done was I would have just elbowed him in the nose, and then I would have come down 12-6 and finished him off with a Kimura, right? So that's what I'm doing now. But I think in this particular case, Buddy had nothing but time on his hands to get the knife, push her away from the weapon, grab the knife, and go, "Hey, buddy, get the fuck away from my store, you dumb cunt." So I don't know if you guys agree with me there. Ordinarily, it would be a different circumstance if maybe the person had a gun and was aimed at his face. But in this case, she put the knife down, dude. She put the knife down for 12 seconds. So it's not even like she put it down and then immediately grabbed it. She put it down for 12 seconds. She was unarmed for 12 whole seconds. So Mr. T's trending. What does that mean? Let's see. Is he dead? No. Okay. Mr. T. Yeah, that's all. Every time I see a celebrity, like an older celebrity trending, I'm like, okay, they're dead. So let's see some comments here. Not script. You have to pay for the PDFs that are free elsewhere. Okay. A lot of businesses do not want their coworkers their workers doing anything. Yeah, I know, because it's less to pay their shit, their cut of the medical, whatever the fuck that they're going to inevitably take if they damage themselves, than the cost of the product. And as a person working there, are you really going to sacrifice yourself for Best Buy for Target? Not really. But there's something to be said when it's somebody's holding a knife to you, in that case, and they're saying, well, give me the fucking money. Like, there's such a level of disrespect to you, disrespect for their own life, because they're willingly throwing it away. What's to say that I don't have a gun on me? What's to say that I'm not crazy? So you're willingly throwing your life away for what is maybe, let's see, it's a gas station. Nobody pays in cash anymore also. So maybe you took, I don't know, $300. Is your life really worth $300, you fucking idiot? So, I don't know. People are idiots and desperate and are willing to essentially waste their life away for a meager amount of money. I'm not saying $300 is meager, but I'm saying to risk your life for is definitely meager. He should have hit her with the Masvidal D. Yeah, that's what he should have done. He should have just taken a step back and then bounced off the back, the little table there, and just fucking flew and hit her in her stupid, dumb nose. You're going to get caught. That's the other part. Especially when you're this sloppy that you put the knife down, you're going to get caught or you're going to get shot. So that's the other retarded part. Jeff Hardy's also trending. That doesn't make me feel happy. Jeff Hardy would definitely die. Jeff Hardy, okay, all right. So he's good. Anytime I see, again, a celebrity trending, Jeff Hardy would definitely be one to die at his early age. Let's see. We have another voicemail here by Al Zimmers, or otherwise known as Alzheimer's.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, so if I could give a pin of shame to that. As a matter of fact, a piggy first. A piggy first. We're going to give a pin of shame to a voicemail. Great. Phenomenal. Good job. H Syndicate says the old lady from Lowe's a while back tried to stop a shoplifter and got her ass beat in the parking lot, and then Lowe's fired her. Could you imagine? Right? Again, you're in the moment. You're not going to know what you're going to do. But in this case, could you imagine the loveless relationship that you have with a company? I remember for the school that I worked at, I was staying extra. I was going to all the events. I was I constantly when other teachers wouldn't. It was just me, essentially my little friend group in the school. Us three would go to all the events, and you would see the chairs lined up for teachers, all empty. So I had a level of loyalty to that school. And the moment I said something that could have been taken as, well, honestly, what I said was, I wish I knew. The line that got me fired was, I wish I knew what they did with the money. But they don't tell us. That's the line that got me fired. Essentially, while sucking the dick of the school, by the way. And they were collecting money illegally. It turns out, so I was the scapegoat, and I got let go because of that. But I had so much loyalty to the company, and to the school, and they just rinsed me out like shit. It was a day and a half of investigation. These fucking idiots investigated, and they shook down these sixth graders so tough that they were essentially playing cop and shaking down sixth graders. Drunk bitch. She got transferred. Whatever the fuck. She got transferred because they caught her drinking on the job. She would put wine in a thermos, cheap wine, and then drink it as she was working. And that same bitch had the audacity. Do you even care? Do you even care? Do I care? Do you care? She forgot to pick up her kids once at soccer practice because she was drinking. So look at the kettle calling the pot black. Dumb idiot. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me, to be honest. However, the loyalty that I had for that school, I would stay over. I'd bend my back for the principal. And if he told me to do something, I would, without question, I'd do it. And how quick they were to turn me around once I said something innocent. What I said was very innocent. They were asking me about where their parent donation money went. And I was honest, and I said, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I mean, they don't tell us that. And it turns out that was enough for a parent to ask questions about where that money went. And then that ended up turning on your boy Piggy, which is a shame. But they weren't supposed to be collecting money anyway. So it's not like I was saying anything that was off kilter. Well, now we know where Piggy wants to get his revenge. No, life already got revenge for me with her, especially with, I think she almost died from drinking too much. Fucking idiot. God. I like the principal, though. I still like the principal. I'd hang out with him and get beers, even though he fucking fired me, that asshole. But I think it was what he was surrounded with, to be honest, that caused him to be in the way that he was. So I don't have any animosity towards him. I did for a while, to be honest, but I no longer have animosity towards him. I have animosity towards the assistant principal. That was a drugged up, retarded, terrible mother, wino, idiot, and this other fat troglodyte that I think they had as a lead teacher. Oh, God, what an unlovable oaf. I fantasize, to be honest. I keep saying to be honest. I'm always honest. I keep fantasizing about running into her and what I would say to her dumb, stupid, triple-chinned face. That fucking bitch. I don't want to name names, but, oh, God, what a unlovable oaf. And I would cream my pants if I ran into her at Target and she's like, oh, hey, hi, Nas, how are you? I would just start from the top and work my way down. And I know enough shit about her personally that she'd probably gonna run out of there crying. Fucking cunt. And now we have you here. Life rewarded us. That is true. I was doing the channel at the same time that I was working because as a teacher, you complain. You're off. You have 5 months off in a year that are paid if you're full-time. And if you're part-time, you could get work during the summer very easily. So you're still making the equivalent of it. And you start at 6:30, you leave at 3, you have the rest of the day to yourself. So the teachers complaining about, I was making a decent amount of money for the time that I was working, and I had time to do the channel and other things like little side hobbies and stuff. I had more than enough time. Now, I was a bitch back then. I didn't drink, and I was very apprehensive about doing things that made me uncomfortable. But the firing definitely aided in my attempt to get this to a viable position and to a community where I'm happy and in terms of the card academy, the products, the relationship that I've fostered with companies, I'm extraordinarily happy with that. So if it wasn't for that, things would definitely be different. Maybe you wouldn't even see my face at this point. I'd still probably be doing it anonymously, but God, just at the time, it was definitely not what I needed. Especially financially, and it was just a lot of things that compounded all in, I believe, a year and a half. So what a fucking time. And this fat idiot just looking at me with 3 chins. I was gonna say what happened to her, but I don't even want to say it on camera. But something really bad happened to a person in her family that I'd bring that up with a smile on my face. What else here? I'm learning slip shift. I don't know if I'm familiar with that. Unless you're talking about like a side steal, right? Which I just butchered. But slip shift, I don't know what that would be. I'm not a fan of those like one card shifts. I just saw somebody do a selenium shift. I saw a tutorial on YouTube, and I thought it was AIDS. Because I'm like, why would anybody ever want to do this? You're doing this, essentially. Like that. It's awful. So these like shifts, these one card shifts, I hate them. I'd rather just do a pass or any sort of a number of controls. One of my favorites is losing control, right? That Lee Asher bit, which is just a wonderful one. Those prefer to a slip shift, but I can't give you any advice on that specifically because I'm not sure which one you mean specifically. Did I say that twice? Let's see here. Wow, you really hate her. She must have pissed you off and you're a chill guy. I'm very angry when it comes to like traffic and things like that. But I also want things to be fair. And that was not fair by any means because I didn't say anything that was, they were doing shady shit themselves. And I took the hit. I took the hit for them. And then what's funny is that within a couple months, they were contacted by the district and they were forced to give refunds for the very thing that I was talking about. So they were forced by the county to issue refunds for collecting money. You're not supposed to collect money as a school. There's no way. Yes, you could do it for fundraisers and things like that, but they were collecting money for themselves, which sneaky. And the way they were doing it was very sneaky. So I didn't even say that. Let me just rant here for a second. And I was sucking the dick of the school the entire time. I did a test. I remember the day like it was today. We did a test. It was a history class that I was teaching. We're doing a test, and the kids finished, and I saw a girl that she wasn't wearing the pants, the uniform. And I go, dude, you're trying to get me in trouble. Like, what are you? She goes, nobody cares. The security doesn't care. They don't care. I'm like, all right, yeah, just as long as they don't do it. And then they started asking me questions like back and forth as to uniform and certain things about the school. And I said, look, If you guys want to know how good you have it here, go to any other school in this vicinity, any other school in the county, and look at what they don't have and look at what we have here. And you'd be astonished, and you'd be running back to this school because of what we provide to you and what we have here. So I know a lot of people complain about it, but just what we have here is so good compared to other places. Trust me, I've been at other schools and they're trash. There's no what there is here, what this school offers. I'm speaking general because I don't really want people looking into it too hard. However, so we got into a whole conversation, and then that got into the conversation of volunteer hours. And for this school, you were required as a parent to come to the school and donate hours of your time. So you would go, you'd help out with putting poster boards or the cafeteria. And what the school did to circumvent this is you could pay a certain amount of money, and that money would reduce your hours. So you could say, oh, I'm going to pay $5 or $20, and that counted for a certain amount of hours. Turns out that is highly illegal. You couldn't do that. And the kid asked me, hey, do you know where the money goes for these volunteer hours? And I go, I don't know. I wish they told me. I mean, but obviously you've seen things improve around paint and the such. And that line was enough to get me fired, because the sixth grader I told her mom, oh, they were talking about this, and then she asked the school, and then that started to snowball. But I didn't do anything incorrect. And then that eventually turned into an investigation. And I remember going up to the drunk bitch and I said, hey, a lot of kids are telling me that you're pulling them out and talking to them. Do you want to talk? Is there anything that you want to talk about? They go back to your class and wait. All right. I knew that I was going to get in trouble, but I didn't think I'd get fired. And I got fired immediately. Teachers have bitched about not earning $123,000 and enough time off. But the thing about teaching is that, yes, it is a thankless job. Right? It is a thankless job. Yes, you are taking work home a lot, but you are essentially with 4 months off. You have you're getting paid for those months, and you have ample time afterwards to do not only what your job entails, but after to have a hobby and to do things that you enjoy. And I had time not only to, and I was a full time for a couple years there, and I had enough time to do YouTube shit, and I had enough time to do my my duties. I had duties. I think the slip shift is Ramsey's clip shift with 2 cards. Not practical at all. Yeah, there are other different alternatives to that. I never liked this action, right? Where you're here, like fumble fucking in the back. I don't even know what that move is. Is it this thing where you do that? I don't like that. But I don't like anything where you're fucking around too much. What I had that I've taught before is a similar handling. Right, so you would have the card placed in the middle, and then you show them the card one last time, and then that's what you would push in the middle, and that's a control second to the bottom. So that's one that I liked, and I've played around with different ways of doing that. I think that's a good compromise, and you're not doing this in the back or some weird shit. This, you just have the card there, you show them the card one last time, and then you just square it up, and the card's lost apparently in the middle. So that's a good take on it, I guess. I taught that on the channel. I forgot how, or the name of it. What else here? By the way, I'm asking for gun recommendations if you just joined. That's the whole purpose of this stream. This has been a very selfish stream. We've talked my previous employer, which was unexpected. Another thing that got me upset, by the way, is in the meeting, that last meeting that I had, which what I should have done was this. This is what I should have done. I should have taken out my camera and my phone and gone, oh, yeah, sorry, are we ready to begin the meeting? All right, perfect. I'm just going to record this. I need consent from you guys, and we're good, just for my own personal record. All right, I should have just taken a GoPro and recorded that shit. But one of the things they brought up in that meeting was, oh, and your lesson plans, did your lesson plans reflect that conversation you'd had with the students that day? And I go, no, it was an impromptu conversation, you fucking fat oaf, you bitch. And she goes, well, that's a problem because it's not reflected in your lesson plans. And that's indicative of a pattern that you have of just going off topic. Are you following the Sunshine State standards? With her triple chin. It's like, you can't control your weight. You can't tell me what to do. All right? So, alas. So I'm looking for gun recommendations, right? This is the one that I'm considering. There's the one I'm considering. My friend said, hold up, are you streaming? Yeah, but I could finish if you need me. I know this isn't good television. Okay. I apologize. I'm on call, as I mentioned earlier, because I'm helping him with moving. So yeah. So this point of the stream was very selfish. I'm looking for advice on a potential firearm. I'm in the market. I want to get one that I can have on me. My qualifications are small, light, and reliable. And this is, of course, my budget. This is a little bit above, but it's a good price range that I'm willing to compromise on. So that's my the point of this stream. And I think that we have enough gun-conscious virgins to give me good advice on firearms. So concealed carry, Bob Kahn is what I'm looking for. So concealed carry. If I get something that's big, I'm not going to want to have it on me. So if I get something that's like a big gun, I'm not, there's no way. Like it's bulky, it's going to stick out. I don't want that. I want to have something light, portable that I could have on me that I could just put and not worry about it. So those are my qualifications. Will there be a special Piggy bundle Black Friday? I wish, and I asked them, and they don't have any sort of timetable for it. I'm still at home. Okay, so there's time. So the website, the Patreon that I'm using doesn't offer percent off. What they do is that you could be a part of a certain tier. Let's say you join the PigCake Card and Coin Academy. I could make that free for that tier, which... Granted, I have that for the largest tier, that the book is essentially free if you have the largest tier, which is 50. But what I don't have the ability to do is percentage off. I do that. I would do that, but they haven't done that yet. I'm waiting for them to implement that, which you would think they would have. Like, hey, have a special deal for certain members of certain, because if you're already fucking paying me money for the academy. Now, if you're buying the book... just willy-nilly, I would still like to offer some sort of percentage, but it's kind of lame that they don't have that. And it will be one run, so I could come back and do some more here. Okay. Are you gonna stay and drink? That's the important question. Piggy's a real G for showing us robbery on Black Friday. Black Friday is so cheap, it's basically a steal. Steve Brooksy really pushing the bounds of BLM humor. Let's see here. Hungry Hanover. PigCake, get yourself a Beretta M93 Raffia. Extremely practical for EDC, and it'll get you all the bitches. All right, I'm willing to bet that when I Google this, although Beretta is a type of gun, just like a firearm, so it's not going to be... this is hysterical. What am I looking at right now, dude? What the fuck is this? This is like a... Is that like a pry bar? What is that? What is this? And it has this little like dick tip, the little circumciser. Is that a bayonet? What the fuck is that? Yeah, thank you for your suggestion, Hungry and Hungover. I know that to ignore. What are you gonna say? Hey, RCP 90. Get an RCP 90. Get a Walter PP7. You're just gonna recommend things from a James Bond film. A good pistol to start with. And 9mm is cheap for range time. Okay. Says H Syndicate. I already answered the one on concealed permit. When you rant that much about that bitch, it's not a good idea to get a gun. No, for that, my weapons are going to be my words to her. I fantasize. It's two bitches. And imagine you're placed in a room with three people that are talking over you and saying things that they shouldn't be showing you. Like at some point they showed me the bank statements from the school and I'm like, I don't need to see this. Why are you showing me this? So things like that. And I still think to this day they didn't fire me because of that. I think they fired me for not showing up because they never had they never gave me an improvement plan. There was no documentation. And in the school that I was in, you need to have a paper trail before you fire somebody. And I didn't have any of that. So I think what they did is that they fired me for not showing up, even though they told me they fired me. What's the gun for? I'm glad that there's nearly no guns in Germany. Self-defense. Self-defense. Let's see. Taurus. Okay, so let's do this one. I'm going to look up this. I've got a couple of Taurus recommendations, so I might consider that. Daniel from Ham Radio told me that I shouldn't get one because he was unhappy with firing it. He said that it sucked. But I've gotten nothing but recommendations for Tauruses. So let me write this one down as well. Taurus G3C. So Taurus G, and it's the same price. So this is a great one because it's $340. So that's within that same budget price range, and it's also fairly small. So this might be one that I'll consider. Taurus G3C. 3C. So look at that. This is why I knew I could rely on the PigCake community. I'm like, man, if there's going to be a group of people that's going to tell me good recommendations for gats, it's going to be the PigCake community. I guess let's go into another topic here, and then continue my adventure for guns. So let's see this one. This one's one that I saw on Twitter. It's going around. Apparently, fucking Christ. So I guess it'll just speak for itself. I don't know if I could play the song. No, I can't play that because it's going to get copyright hit. So this right here, it's a whole bit on 9/11 where now apparently there's a lot of trend. There's a trend on TikTok where people are second guessing whether we were the good guys in 9/11 because I think they released a letter that Osama bin Laden wrote. And we have this, we got him, Osama. And then now reading his letter to America knowing that he was right. Really? Really? Was he right? And then we have another one here. Let's listen to this
letter,
fucking guy.
I did want to mention, in reading the letter, I could only think of this tweet that I saw the other day. Under settler colonialism, any kind of resistance is branded as terrorist because the only acceptable violence is violence by...
One of the things that just drives me nuts with the youth these days is made up academia. So highfalutin language, which is funny because the word highfalutin is in effect highfalutin itself. So what they use, Occam's razor, the law exists for a reason. The most intelligent people explain things the simplest. They don't want to go through unnecessary. What they do here, what these fucking idiots do, is that they try to use this floral language to make it seem like what they're doing and what they're talking about is academic, but they're pulling it out of their asshole. Under settler colonialism, any kind of resistance is branded as terrorist because the only acceptable violence is violence by the occupied. Shut up. Shut up, dude. You say that and you could have fucking worded that so much simpler. And obviously the whole premise of the fucking account is retarded, but it's in this fucking colonizer mentality that certain people have. Mind you, everybody was fighting against each other, but people like to ignore history for feelings. But in this case, let's hear the logic.
By the occupier. So please keep that in mind when reading the letter.
When reading the letter that was, of course, released by Osama bin Laden, which, what the implication here is what? That we were the bad guys fucking them up, so they were within their right to come in and bomb the World Trade Centers and drive planes and then attempt to destroy the Pentagon. And I believe the White House was one of their goals. Yeah, so was that justified, you little fucking idiot?
Please keep that in mind.
God, it's the fucking 19-year-olds that think they know everything.
When reading the letter.
Pay taxes. Pay taxes first before you fucking have any sort of opinion on shit.
We really need to stop paying taxes because
how apropos was that?
They ain't doing nothing but messing up everybody else, and America is the bully. And it's sad because they have brainwashed us to think that we was the best.
What do you think? Other countries don't have taxes? Other countries don't pay taxes?
Country on the planet. When in reality, we're the worst fucking country in the planet.
How?
It is just...
How are we the worst in the country? We produce the least carbon emissions of any country in the world. We have at least, I mean, it's a democracy, but better than what they have in fucking China. Better than have with the fucking, what, you like the elections in Russia? Oh, let's go to the elections in Palestine, see how those went. Are you fucking, I just don't understand the logic here.
Insane, because this letter is so well written and so reasonably structured.
Yeah, it was an intelligent man.
In an argument, like, you got to present your findings, you got to state your cause.
All right, dude. Yeah, we get it. You took one sociology class. Fucking A. So now we have this trend of people second guessing our states in or our I guess conditions in that conflict. Everybody's always been shitty. We're always been shitty to each other. We're retarded by very nature of being humans. Are we the best? I'd argue, yeah. However, we have a lot of flaws. We have way too many flaws. But if we have flaws and we're able to at least function where other countries are constantly asking for handouts from us, don't you think we're doing at least better than they are? So these idiots just fucking have this stupid opinion. They read one paragraph written by like Marx, and they go, "This sounds great. This is exactly what we're going for." Yeah, how about you try to do it, buddy? How about you try to do that? Go ahead and try to implement that and see what happens. Inevitably, what's it going to turn to? What's that book by Hayek, Serfdom? Hayek, or Hayek, Serfdom. Let me see. Road to Serfdom. I think it's a great book. Essentially about the road to serfdom. Hayek. There you go. That's a good one. Essentially anything like that always inevitably leads to corruption. Because absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Let's see. Get yourself an FMG. I'm not taking any advice from you anymore. All right. You're the boy that cried wolf at this point. A Lilo Hex is the best holster. Let's look up that because the holster is also one that I am very curious about. So I'm also very curious about having a good one. This is a world's best condom. It's a fucking condom. You fuck. Lilo Hex condom. Thank you for that, Steve Brooksy. But as far as that, I'm also considering a holster heavily just because that's part of the whole thing. You want to make sure that it's good, it's secure, and it's accessible if ever needed. Hopefully never. Did you look at your local pawn shops, says Jason Heiss? I did not look at my local pawn shops. I don't know if I trust them. They're all scummy. Ideally, I like to get something. I mean, if there was a gun store nearby, but I don't think we have any in the vicinity. Colonization is okay if you colonize a building with a plane, which is their logic, essentially. Oh, no, we've colonized, so therefore it's okay for you to essentially take a plane and crash it into the towers. Fucking idiots. Let's go through here. These MFs finna be defending Mein Kampf in 5 years. My favorite bit is like, what are you gonna do in the commune? I'm gonna write poetry. No, you're not. No, you're not. To the mines, to the fields. They have this wonderful commune. I don't know if you remember. What was a bit? I got into an argument. I forgot with a light argument, not a crazy argument, but a back and forth with JT, who I haven't seen in a while. I haven't seen JT Eberhardt here in a while. But about what's that autonomous zone, if you remember that from a couple years back, where they're like planting stuff and all the plants were dead and all the other shit, and they try to have this commune essentially on land that does not belong to them. What was it called? Something occupied. Capitol Hill occupied zone. CHOP, I think. CHOP and Chaz. And then they realized they couldn't call it autonomous zone because it's not autonomous. You need product. You need to venture forth. So they called it CHOP. Capitol Hill occupied zone, I think, if I remember, or occupied, whatever the fuck it was. The youth today scare me. They really need to stop teaching Marxism in college. Well, no, they should teach it along with other shit, just as a historical thing as to what not to do, essentially. But just understand that things like that, yeah, you for the historical value, obviously you want to be aware as to who these figures are, which is why it's retarded whenever there's an erasure of history. No, teach it, show it. Don't hold back. That's the point. Have us learn from our mistakes. That's the whole purpose of teaching history. And I guess my focus when I taught it, but never did I ever consider instilling my own personal beliefs into it, which it seems to be the case now. At least what I'm fucking presented with on social media. Let's go through here. All jokes aside, get you something reliable and practical, like a BT MP9. I think I played Call of Duty enough to know that that's not a very practical gun. BP MP9, obviously not. This is yeah, EDC, everyday carry. Let me just find a holster for that. That's an open carry at that point. Fuck. Again, I'm taking gun suggestions, and if you happen to be someone that's in the industry, please, let's chat. I'd love to, I don't know, get a fucking discount on a Glock. Or sorry, not a Glock, a gun. I'd like to get some sort of PigCake related discount. But so far, I've gotten good advice. The one that I'm looking at is the Ruger LCP, which nobody's recommended. Somebody recommended the SIG P365, which also my friend recommended, which lets me know that it is something of value. Taurus GX4 was recommended twice, and Taurus G3C was also recommended, which I have to take in consideration. That one might be good just because of price range. So far I'm looking between the LCP and the G3C as far as a GAT. But we'll see. I know that I'm so far I haven't, my mind hasn't been changed on the LCP Ruger, but maybe with this G3C that might actually change my mind. It is more budget friendly and does seem to be a little bit more smaller. It's a little bit smaller, so I'm happy with that. I want something small, light that I could carry on me that is good enough. So that's my conditions. Summer of Love, yeah, which seemed to have been erased. Fuck. Let's see what else. In human history, the norm is war in every culture. Yeah, there's always been slaves. And nobody asks where the slaves came from, like where the concept of slavery came from. Nobody ever asks that or looks into that. But maybe you should. Funny how a Chinese-owned app suddenly started a movement like this. Baseless claims. True. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much every app now that you're talking about. There's some communication and your information is going somewhere. I recall retardedly, I went to a car show with a friend of mine not so long ago, and they had this little contest for a $200 Wawa card. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give my email for that. I gave my email, and then immediately I'm getting calls for shit in relation to that. They're like, oh, because you showed up at the gun show, buy this timeshare. Oh, because you showed up at this gun show, here's whatever the fuck. There was some other one, a separate one to the timeshare one, but there was a couple that they sold that particular email to. Ugh. American government has been terrorizing their people since the beginning. Just ask the Indians, says Stu Batman. Well, that's the one that you see a lot with the indigenous people. They were not living hand in hand themselves. There was a lot of infighting. There was a lot of tribalism. And the perception that you'd get whenever somebody calls you a colonizer is that they were here like this, just holding hands, all living together happily. No, they were not doing that. They were fighting amongst each other. And obviously we had people come in from Europe and Italy and all this stuff, Spain, and they fought, and Native Americans fought, and there was conflict, as there's always been. So, I mean, there was colonization at some point from every human. So to specifically rule and point at the United States and go, you're the colonizer, you're retarded. Not sure about the least carbon emissions per capita in the world. Per capita is a crazy one. But where else? I mean, you can't really compare yourself to China. I mean, granted, the double-edged sword is that we do cause a good percentage of the pollution in countries that have a lot of whatever emissions, however you want to quantify it. So we do cause that just by the very nature of production. So you could say, oh, if, for example, China has a high percentage, but who's causing it? Who's essentially helping that? So you could make that argument. I could see that. So I will take the L on that particular argument. But then just comparatively, I'd like to see where we stand on that. Marcus, he watched Naruto and Joshua. I don't know Joshua, but I definitely know Naruto. You have to have a holster to stay safe. Yeah, obviously. I'm not going to be one of these guys. I'm not going to be one of these. Just, hey, no, man, what's up? And just have it there. Like, that's retarded. You literally have a gun pointed at your cock. The Ruger SR 9C is better than the Ruger you're currently considering, says Bob Kahn. Let's check that out. Again, I'm not stuck to anything, but I am heavily considering, just because I've seen a lot of videos. So this one is even more budget friendly. Shit. $250 for this one. Out of stock. I don't know if that's going to be available. It's probably going to be a hand-me-down for this one. But 9mm. So this one, the problem is it's small. So I don't know if it's a tiny gun, if it's capable for that. Why did Ruger discontinue? So they discontinued it in 2017. According to this, they want to focus on higher end than the cheaper. And a cheaper Ruger Security 9 introduced in the same year. So apparently this one I'd have to find secondhand. Let me see if maybe they have that. But again, I'd also have to see the size, because I'm taking the size in consideration heavily, because I want something that I'm going to carry on me. So yeah, Bass Pro Shop doesn't have it online. It's currently not available online. So they don't have that available as well. So that's kind of a shame. So I'd have to find that elsewhere. They have this one, Ruger LCP. This one is also available in what do you call this? Bass Pro Shop here. $200. That's not bad. But great concealed carry. I have to look at the reviews. That's why I the reason I said the LCP Max is because I've seen it on the top of a bunch of lists from people that know more than I could ever know about this particular topic. Smith & Wesson 638 is a great option, says Mark Garcia. Mark, if that's the same Mark that sent me a message on Instagram, right, regarding your idea, which I don't want to say out loud, but a great idea. That I'm interested with the possibilities. So let's see, S38. Smith & Wesson, so it's a revolver, okay. Fairly above my price range, I would say. This is another one that my friend recommended. So he recommended this one as well as a everyday carry sort of gun, but a little bit higher than what I would like to pay for a gun. And a revolver too. I think, as I mentioned before, I want a revolver would be my secondary, like a second gun for me. Once I've kind of learned the ropes, I've not like I'm a virgin coming into this. I've shot guns many times before, so I'm not completely a noob. It's been a long time though, to be frank, even though I'm piggy. But ideally, I'd like to not have a revolver for my first gun. Will your trick be a prop? Have you considered calling it your mom's box? That's funny. My trick is a prop, or the one that I have coming out with Alakazam. It is a prop. It is small. You could carry it on you. It's a trick. It's a thing. It's a thing with a thing. All right. It's a very easy thing to do. It's I hate to use EDC again, but it's been the trend as of late. But this is something you could just have on you. It's a good trick. It's a good bar bet. You could play it as that. Peter gave me a great idea with it as a bar bet, and Peter Turner. And it's a cool trick. It's a cool trick. It's not going to be revolutionary by any means, but I think it's going to be something that people would enjoy. It's definitely like an impulse thing. Hey, Piggy, finally caught. Greetings from Buckfast and MD 2020 land, says Michael Patterson. Well, as I've mentioned before, this is the whole stream was essentially dedicated to taking gun advice from you guys, because I'm in the market for one. Next week, I might just cop one next week. Go to Bass Pro Shop, so I'm taking a lot of considerations here. No point in Glock 22 or 23 because 9mm is ballistically equivalent to most 40 Smith & Wesson, especially in the self-defense rounds. Says Random Box. Every side of the political spectrum is now on the spectrum. I agree. That's why I'm a little bit on the fringe. You would the word would be far. That would be the news. The news jargon. How about a burner? The endless YouTube ads tell me the thing of the future. Are you talking about that one that's like when you fucking shoot and then it puffs whatever the fuck in their face? You can't go wrong with anything from Cabot Firearms. So let me look at that. Sorry, let me see this one. Let me know when I could call you because I'm not going to go down. Bro, what? Fuck. Stupid shit, I guess, that I don't want to say on stream. You could go anything from Cabot Firearms or Cabot. So let me see that. Hopefully it's not a meme, because I have been sent memes here like, hey, you should get this one, and it's a RPG essentially. I don't know why it's not loading for me, but I'll also look into that. Let's see some other comments. Is it bad that I selfishly am using you guys as consultants for this, seeing that I don't know anything about guns? Have some guns that fell off the truck. If you're interested, it's in Muppet on Meds. If you mean that, send me an email. Send me an email, dude. For sure. I'm definitely interested in taking stuff off of a truck. For sure. Seeing your humor clash with Gentleman Awakes PR friendly yesterday was gold. Yeah, he's the opposite of how I am. When you see his responses to people, like in comments, I'm sorry, sir, that you feel that way. I apologize profusely. And then you see mine, and it's like, you bitch. You little bitch. Or cunt. Like, I just go in there aggressive, and he's out here what he's out here doing is trying to make a living. I'm out here being dumb. I'm the retard, because I should have a little bit of management there. But I don't think the people that would be negative would be inclined to purchase anything from me anyways. Get a flintlock. Fuck. I really want to know your thoughts on Decibel by Adam Wilbur. Bitches on the forum got me confused. Decibel by Adam Wilbur. I don't remember that one. I don't remember. Let's look that bitch up. It's not a gun, but we'll look it up. Is that the out of stock? So this is, you could hear whatever they want. They feel it. So this is like kind of the bone conduction thing. Any audio file to a pair of borrowed headphones. So that's kind of dope. I would say, you know, it probably has its limitations. I would assume that the best performance would be, you know, with somebody there helping you. However, fucking Christ, I'm popular today. Oh look, that the first review says that. That's funny. This trick sucks. They don't give you any info. You need a, this one says you need an assistant, low reliability. So if a lot of them are saying it, then Adam Wilbur's great when it comes to his stuff. He comes out with a lot of great stuff, but I'm not going to argue with 135 people that are essentially saying the same thing. The reviews on Penguin Magic are 4 stars for 11 reviews. But if you see that tends to be the universal case, it might differ in your experience, but it's not something you could easily return unless they do have some sort of return policy. But I have no idea with it. I don't have any experience with it. Let's see some other comments here. Unbiased, if you make a trick, I will review it. Yeah, for sure. I feel like 100% what's going to happen is unbiased if my words have gotten to him, which he seems egotistical enough. Although what I hate is that I'm being Joker from the Lego Batman movie. Why hasn't he said anything about me? Why hasn't he made a video about me saying, hey, Piggy, you fuck, you short piece of shit, you big four-headed fuck? Like, he should do that on me. But no, he hasn't done that. So far, he's only focusing on the big wigs like Craig Petty and Lloyd Barnes. We just found out. Hold up. We just found out you can announce the project. Bigger just got released. The trailer is out. Hey, boy. Okay. So yeah. So I guess I could say I worked on this one. This isn't a trick that I'm releasing, by the way, but I do have some ideas for this. I thought that it was waiting because I have yet to send him my idea for it. Or my take on it. So that's kind of odd. Murphy's Magic. So let's see. Bigger. So this is, let's see if they have my trailer that they used. Oh, they do. Look at that, boys. So let's go here and show you what I'm talking about. This is a trailer that I edited. I don't know if it's this one. Let's see.
Have you ever seen the little logo on these big...
So there you go.
Seen the little logo on these big lighters and wondered why they're so small? They make them small on both sides. Sometimes you wish that they were a little bit big. That would make a lot more sense. I wish that they were bigger, but that's not up to me. This right here is Bigger by Nicholas Mavresis, and it's the perfect everyday trick to carry on you. What the participants see is that the big logo on a lighter magically turns big. Then, not only does the logo change to bigger, but the size of the lighter doubles. The trick is quick and insanely visual. The lighter can then be immediately handed out and used for another trick. Bigger contains all the necessary gimmicks that you'll need in order to perform this anytime, anywhere as the perfect EDC magic trick. You'll also get an in-depth tutorial with multiple handlings taught.
Hi, I am Nicholas Mavresis, and welcome to Bigger.
I don't know if you could hear the whoa. I added a whoa sound effect. I forgot who recommended that. Chris, might have been you.
And wondered why.
Let's see, hold up.
On both sides. Sometimes you wish that they were a little bit big. That would make a lot more sense. I wish that they were bigger, but that's not up to me.
Yeah, there you go. You could hear it. That's funny. There you go. That's good.
Sometimes you wish that they were a little bit big.
That's cool that they put it out. I want to add some takes on it, though, which is, I don't know how they're going to do that. I guess it's online instruction, so I could still add to it. But that's good shit, man. Good to hear that he put it out. PigCake, get an FGM. He says, get an FGM 148 Javelin. Trust me. Fuck. Did a great job. Thank you for being a part of this, says Chris James. I'm glad, man. I'm glad, you guys considered me, and I'm happy to do more things like that because I want to get my face out there more. PigCake, I sent you a funny email relevant to Magic and EDC called Alternatives to Decks. Let's check that out. Check my PigCake Gmail, not my personal Gmail. Let's see. Alternatives to Decks. So let's see what this is. Why is this not loading? Okay, what you're showing me is like an EDC Altoids tin. I don't know if I could show it if your email is showing up in the background. So what I'm looking at is a bunch of fidget toys and a Carhartt. So Carhartt. I guess I could show it really zoomed in. So we have a Carhartt pocket jacket. We also have... this is some sort of... My God, the fucking virginity in this. I could feel it. So this is somebody's kit. Is it bad that I recognize the knife now? I think, is that the bug out? And then we have a light. We have AirPods. We have some sort of thing. Fuck. And then we have the dolphin. What's this thing? I've forgot the name. The flipper. There you go. Yeah, I've seen everybody do this where they go to Walgreens and they'll press the button and it changes shit on like the PA. Yeah, this is the golden ratio of virginity. That's for sure. But let me make sure I don't want your email to have been there. Oh, let's see some other comments here. It's been a pretty long stream. Holy shit. It shoots pepper spray pellets. Not bad if it actually bursts. Even better if you could spend $400 for that chance, right? Yeah, I wouldn't want to trust something like that. I wouldn't want to trust like a fucking, oh, let me spray you with a puffer thing. I'm thinking that's going to puff pepper spray on you. Fuck. What do you think is going to be the trick of the year, and what do you think is the best trick of the year? I don't know because I'm not in the industry, but I don't know what it's going to be, to be honest. I think it might be Leviosa just because the hype and the sort of effect that it provides. I think that might be the trick of the year. But I'm not sure what my favorite trick is this year. I'm trying to figure out what I've enjoyed. I've enjoyed a lot of things. That bigger trick I like just because it's a lighter. It's just a dumb little thing you could do in a bar. But I'm not sure. I'm really not entirely sure as to what I could tell you. Nothing comes to mind immediately. Penguin just released a trick called Rise by Kashawn Wallace. Let's check that out. I met him, I believe, in Magi Fest. Let's see. On the Rise. How come I don't see it on Penguin? Okay, there you go. Why is it in my cart? That's stupid. I pressed their link and it put it in my cart. I don't want it in my fucking cart. Make a signed card appear in a deck that you aren't even touching and is completely examinable, as seen on Foolus. Let's check this out.
I'm going to have you sign the back of the card as well.
Okay.
Just go ahead and do it like...
Gosh, she's hot even from the back. My goodness.
Perfect.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was Allison. Never mind. Fuck. Who's that?
Card.
She kind of has a fucked face.
That's my card.
Yes. Goes face up into the pack. And I'll show you one last time, just right before before it closes up. I'm gonna need you to imagine really hard this time, all the details, because it's gonna rise to the top, but you're gonna see the moment it happens. So I want you to just start picturing your card right there.
Rising to the top?
Yes, just like that.
Damn. What the fuck? Oh, watch this hot. Never mind.
On top of the deck, just appearing. Boom.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
On the rise. I'll have you push it in.
Now, if that's something that is not going to fucking fall apart, and it's immediately examinable, if that's something that's not going to fall apart, that's a fucking fire trick. But again, you got to wait to reviews because I don't know. I've seen tricks like that then it's like, oh, well, this flap goes here and this flap and then the structure rigidity. I'm not a fan of that. But if that shit is, that's how it is and it's good. She doesn't hold a candle to Allison. She's still fine though. But yeah, Allison is a dime piece. So far, recommendations. I've added the Taurus one. I've added, there's another one somebody said. Water pistol filled with acid. Fuck. There's another one here that somebody mentioned that I kind of glossed over. Walter PDP 9mm. Yeah, but is it small? That's the key. If it's small, I'm not looking for. I'm looking for something that I could have on me that's essentially very small. This is a regular size gun, I would say. So a little bit too big for what I'm looking for in terms of a size. Can you conceal full Walter? PDP. In both concealed carry, the Walter is how you stay ready. That's funny. That's their little mission shit. Are Walter pistols good guns? Gee, I wonder if they're going to say if they're good guns. Their own website. So I got to do some homework then. If that's the case. Magic Buzz says, was a dime piece? Now she looks like Jeff McBride. No, Jeff McBride looks a little bit bloated, I got to say. So I don't know if he's got that look. Every time I see Jeff McBride, he's just embracing his I don't want to say twilight years, but he's definitely embracing the heft. Yeah, I wait for all the reviews. I've been burned too many times. That's true. Wilson Combat makes perfect EDC, so let's check that out. Let's see, Wilson Combat. So Wilson Combat has been an innovator in that. Yes, I'm 21. Quality you could deserve, or you could trust. So let's see, firearms. Anyone in particular? Because I'm looking for, again, anything small, anything that you could carry on you that's reasonably priced. I know I might be asking for a lot, but so far I've seen some things that at least cater to my needs. Altor pistol, small and light. Let's see, Altor pistol. I almost put you on timeout by accident. How shitty would that be if you make a recommendation, I'm like, timeout. Altor pistol. I know this isn't making for great television, but I said from the very beginning, this was a very selfish stream. This stream was designed for you guys to give me advice on guns. What is this? This looks like a fucking... What the fuck is this, dude? A single shot. This is nuts. This is what I'm looking at here. This looks like a uncircumcised dick, like a recently circumcised cock. That's fucking hysterical. You know, I'm good. I don't want something that looks like it killed Shinzo Abe. What else here? But I do have some homework. If you have any examples, please feel free to email me with your suggestions or leave them in the comment section below. If you happen to know anybody that's in the gun industry and could hook a brother up, definitely also let me know. Send me an email or leave me a comment or whatever it takes, because I definitely, your boy's looking for the hookup here. But apart from that, I think that's a stream. I'll have to see what the fuck the deal is with my friend and not needing help, because he's moving, so he definitely needs help. But apart from that, thank you guys for your suggestions. I really do appreciate it. This was kind of a half-ass stream. We only went through, what, 2 topics? 9/11 and that knife bitch. We still have some other ones. So I might do a stream this weekend as well on Sunday, a full regular length. Well, actually, this was a regular length stream. This was an hour 35. But like an actual PigCast, we'll do one. But again, this is an episode that's long because it's not going to end until I get a gun. So if you do have some other suggestions, please leave them. I will be reading all the comments. Nancy Pelosi's insider trading. Obviously, we all know this. Right? She's doing nothing but insider trading. I don't know if she does anything else, honestly. I think it's scientific at this point. And as always...